Hi, welcome everyone to another edition of Garvin Plays Minecraft here on the FTW Craft server. It's been quite a bit of time since the last time we played. We're also streaming here on Twitch, twitch.tv/FTW Podcast. Hello, Cat Us Lover. Thank you for watching and saying hi. So yeah, today what we're going to be doing is kind of talking about where we've been. It's been about a month and a half since our last Let's Play video here on the FTW Craft server. Did a bit of traveling, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But for the most part, what we're going to be doing is talking about the changes that are coming up. Basically, all of us here on FTW Craft have decided to cat us. Sorry. Thank you for the correction. Yeah, so all of us have kind of got together, decided, that we want to make a few changes to the server, and they're actually pretty big changes, very substantial changes, and yeah, it's going to take a little bit of work. But so I kind of wanted to walk through what that change is and what it's going to mean to us and these videos and all that sort of thing. So let's get into it right now, though. We are at the house, and the house has changed a little bit, but basically we're actually not on the main FTW Craft server. I know it looks like it because this is my base, but we're actually on the game server. And we've got a spider. Let me turn some of these sounds down. Okay, it actually should be okay for you. Maybe it's my headphones. All right, there we go. So we're actually on the game's FTW Craft server. So usually we've been having Feed the Beast on it, or our building game, or the little creative challenges that we were having. But we decided to load up the main world as is. But instead of Spigot, we are instead on the latest Snapshot. Well, not necessarily the latest. We're on 14W27B. So that's where we are right now, and I'm actually gonna quickly walk over to the bed. Okay, so yeah, we decided to change up the server a little bit and load up our world on the latest Snapshot. We're currently testing out 14W27B, so not quite the latest. I think there's been another release since then, but we've got pretty much all of the latest stuff. The point of the change, long story short, the point of the change is we're going to drop everything. We're going to drop Spigot, we're going to drop MCMMO, Essentials, all of the cool Bukkit plugins that we had been depending on, and take FTW Craft to be a vanilla world. Vanilla with the hope of jumping on 1.8 as soon as it comes out, or we could very well just start using the snapshots and seeing what happens. So, like I said, right now we're using the snapshot, and there has been some problems. So we're gonna walk through and talk about the problems and see how difficult it would be to resolve those. And yeah, just kind of prep the world for 1.8. Again, this is a copy of the main world. It's on ftwcraft.org, but it's on our game's multiplayer server. So we might see a few people on. Who knows? What we've done is we've asked everyone to come on and kind of test out their stuff, especially like Redstone, anything else that they've done, just to verify that it's working. So hopefully everyone's stuff is working. But before we do that, kind of wanted to walk through some stuff that I did off camera over the last month or so. I meant to record a video about this whole change, but this whole change is pretty big for me. If you guys remember, the ceiling was all glass and nether brick. We also had the the beacon here, and since that we've moved the beacon over to that area. Now it's on top of the main pyramid. We've also removed the train station that was here. So I mean, I still have a portion of the train station, obviously, so we can still use the rail. But this whole glass enclosure is now gone. We have kind of merged with this pyramid that's on the side. And then we took away the road that was going out in that direction, the road to nowhere, basically. So, and we redid this whole area. So, I've been adding just a bunch of different sandstone type structures and water and this orange clay, just to kind of keep the general theme that we've been running with um, as far as you know, desert temple pyramid style stuff. So kind of kept that same theme, very decorative, which is cool. This back area still exists somewhat. Obviously, I've got to finish what I've been working on over here. I'll probably take out this nether brick as well, and replace it with sandstone, that sort of thing. We've also added this little side entrance, which is cool. So, anyways, a lot of work has been done. Also, I have changed this room up to be sandstone. I kept these chests out here, but I think we're gonna reorient them so that they're against this wall. But I don't know. A lot of work has been done. A lot of work is still that still needs to be done. But as you can see, I've been making changes here, and the last thing that I wanted to do was give up on these changes. So what I mean by that was, part of the conversation we had was, either do we like, we gave ourselves about three options. One, wait and stay on Spigot using essentials and all the Bukkit plugins that we use. Do we stay on Spigot and Bukkit and just wait for the 1.8 release whenever that is, which would probably be a year from now, knowing Bukkit's schedule and knowing that Minecraft's schedule is still not announced? Or do we reset the world altogether and just start off fresh on 1.8 or Snapshot and start over? And that seems to be the direction that a lot of other YouTube groups have been doing, a lot of the group Minecraft servers, which I'm okay with. I mean, we have accomplished a lot here. We obviously have unfinished projects. I'm unfinished here, but the idea of starting over isn't too bad. But I think the medium conclusion or resolution, or whatever you want to call it, you know, that middle of the road style decision was, you know, just moving the current world in all that we have here over to 1.8 when it comes out, or Snapshot. So we're testing out Snapshot. We're seeing, making sure everything works. And if everything works fine, without major headaches, then we can go ahead and do that. So anyways, let's continue this brief tour. So I wrap this around. I merged this with a previous idea that I had, which was to have the swimming pool here. Let's swim up to it, which isn't totally in use anymore. It's not really serving the purpose it once did. But I had like a little swimming pool here, and then I ended up having the zombie spawn trap XP farm thing. I had that run through the pool, so that kind of ruined it. But I've got the pool basically emptying out into our main river. So it's sort of acting as if it's like the main tributary to our river here, which then leads to the ocean, which I think is pretty cool. So, okay, so the first thing that I kind of want to talk about was, we're out here overlooking the farm, and everything's kind of jumpy, and generally, I think that might just be a snapshot bug, because I'm moving smoothly. So okay, cool. I thought there was like a second head attached to the bottom of this cow, but there's this guy. See, I think it's definitely just the snapshot. Oops. I'm gonna take this down just a little bit. There we go. Watching the audio. Oh, dinner mode. Okay. So yeah, I think it's just the snapshot, because we're moving fine, but for some reason the cows and the sheep are all moving in like a weird stutter step type thing. So that's one bug. But again, I think that's a matter of just the snapshot and not a 1.8 overall type thing. So. All right, so here is another area that is causing some problems, and it's not just here, but it's pretty much everywhere. So we'll take a look at this. It's all trapdoors, I think, facing east and west. North and south seem to be working fine, but east and west, it's just a visual glitch. So the trapdoor isn't actually here. The trapdoor is actually on this back wall, so it's just flipped. And we could take a look over here as well. I noticed it here, and yeah, it's just a visual glitch. They're actually on the wall, but for some reason the hinges are on the wrong side. And we've actually also got that. Oop. We've also got that over here. And it looks like all mobs are doing that weird stutter step thing. So it's not just the cows and pigs, but zombies too. Yeah, let's go over to this trapdoor. So this trapdoor is actually on this side, and I just in my brief testing before we went on, I was getting stuck right here, and I couldn't figure out why. So I basically destroyed this entire area trying to get at this trapdoor, but I don't know. So I don't necessarily think there's a fix yet, and let me. Oh, you know what? No, okay. Let's go get an axe. All right, so we got an axe now. So, like, obviously, if we go after the trapdoor, visually, we're gonna hit this block, or we're gonna hit this block. So we have to still hit it from over there. But to put it back on, it still has that glitch. So there's no way to really fix that right now. And again, I think this is the snapshot. So just some minor details. But let's head on to the let's go to the roof. Okay, so we are getting some glitches as well as we ride the rail. Very similar to how the mobs were moving. So potentially, again, it could be a bug in the snapshot that we're trying. So I'm not necessarily too worried about it, but annoying nonetheless. So, but it does seem like things are loading kind of strangely. But everything looks like visually accurate as far as how we made everything. So let's go ahead and jump down and take a look at our shops. And yeah, so the shops, This is one major undertaking that's going to have to happen. uh, Obviously, we're all using these trade signs, trade and buy and sell signs, which is part of the essential. Well, it's tied to two essential systems. One is the economy, and the other is signs. So just you can make trade signs. It also affects like this fancy repair sign that we had here. We can't use these anymore. So it's going to really suck to have to change up how our shops work. So instead of using the server side economy or server side um, functionality, we're going to have to just depend on what we do for a few different things. Like I've got the cow delivery. There's no way I could put a sign up for that. Cow delivery, people can write a book and leave their their order. Backpacks, which is obviously not on the server anymore. Those were a gold bar a piece, and we did the same thing over here for well, this guy right here. I mean, this is just a bunch of different chests here in the Stack Exchange. So each chest has an assortment of blocks, and when you want to pay, you just leave your payment in this chest. So let's move that over here. So yeah, I think for me personally, I'm not going to be too bothered by this. Obviously, we're going to have to make a few changes to how this area is built. Like I think we've got, and actually let's rip this up just to kind of take a look at what all would be, excuse me, what would all be involved. But like we've got these blocks here, these stone blocks. So if we just replace these stone blocks with chests, then theoretically it'll be fine. So we could still have the item frame on the chest to suggest what is there, and I think that would work pretty well. It's going to take quite a bit of work to really pull that all off, and obviously we'd also have to take this off and replace it with a slab. This is, there's nothing on top of these guys, but we can, or maybe the stair is. Yeah, okay, the stair is on top, so we can keep that kind of look, or we can replace it with a slab. Either way, yeah, it's gonna be kind of annoying. So. Okay. All right, here we are in Blue's clay shop, and I mean, overall, it seems like these basic redstone contraptions are working fine. So our doors, that's all working good. But yeah, Blue's shop is a prime candidate of like a major overhaul. It's gonna, because he doesn't have like any chests in here outside of this one, and I can't remember what this one was for. Maybe special orders. So, but yeah, it's definitely going to suck. I mean, this looks pretty sweet to have the stained clay represent, what clay is going to be sold here, but maybe he can change it so he's got stained clay here, and then, well, actually, just throwing ideas out, spitballing ideas. Stained clay, chest. Move this guy up one block and replace him with some stained glass, similar color. That way the chest can open up, because the chest can open up through glass. So that's definitely an idea that would allow the same similar style look without totally ruining it. But again, these here's the north side, or the east-west trapdoors. Okay. Trying to think of what else we wanted to look at out here. Actually, let's head out to the Nether. So this is happening. I don't know why it's moving so slowly. So one of the bad things that is going to happen here, because we're getting rid of essentials, is we'll no longer have access to warp signs. Obviously, this is not a warp sign, but you know what it does do is it forces us to really get into using this Nether hub. So we've got this single location that basically connects four different Nether hubs. So we've got obviously this one that goes to Heavy D is Hungry's new place. The yellow one goes to the sand mine. This guy goes to the ranch, which is where we're going to go. And obviously the red goes back to the square. And at the square, there's another connection that goes to my new base that I never really worked on. So obviously the negative is, we're no longer going to be able to use those warp signs, which were super, super convenient. It allowed us to, well, it was a combination of two things. One, we could use the spawn command, thanks to Essentials, and be taken back to spawn, and then from spawn we can click assign to get to wherever we needed to go. So it's going to suck to not have that. Along with spawn, we also had the home command, which was fantastic, especially in times of great need, such as falling into lava. It was our quick out. We're no longer going to have that, so that sucks. But it does put us in a spot where we need to really, build out the transportation systems that we've started, such as the Nether portal system and network, the rail system, and even using horses. We can go back to using horses. So, but again, snapshot glitch possibly, I don't know, but right now we've got, this isn't a visual thing. This is a physical thing. There is no portal here. The portal is only these 3 blocks. So we need to fix that. We need to resolve that. So we're going to be working on that in a few minutes. But I want to take you to the other side. The other side kind of got wonky too. It looks like, oh, here we go. Okay, so yeah, the other side kind of got wonky too. One, we're being dropped for some reason. The other thing is that's not even the portal that we should be using. We have a portal set up in here, and it is now out. So we're going to need to fix those things. But first, I'm going to do something I'm probably going to regret, and that is I'm going to reset my bed spawn to get us out of nighttime, because we're going to need to go outside. Okay. But yeah, so we're going to need to get this working again. But I think before we do that, we're going to have to kill this one. Alright, so let's just go ahead. We're going to just take one side off. Alright, and we could probably... Oh, that creeper's coming. And actually, I do want to see something. Okay. So this is a scene that we have not seen in a long time. I think it was... Oh, we got another creeper coming. Let's run. Grief prevention. And I think essentials as well. They both had the ability to turn creeper blast off. Which was very, very nice. Like, the creeper still exploded, but it didn't destroy anything. It still hurt you, It still killed a few people, but... Alright. But it didn't destroy the land around you, so that was pretty cool. So, alright, let's go in and hopefully nothing is messed up. Oh dear. Oh. Oh dear. Oh man. All right. I'm not ready for this. And the problem is we have that zombie over there, and I'm pretty sure if I strike him, the zombie pigmen are going to go after me. So anyways, it didn't fix it on this side, but we did get back to where we needed to be. So let's go ahead and take out one of these blocks. Okay. All right, cool. Zombie went through. And actually, did I just not notice this is still existing? Maybe we got to take. Maybe we got to take one that is actually connected to it. Okay. So that worked. So let's go ahead and relight this. And hopefully it takes us back to the lighthouse, which we're going to meet a zombie, most likely. Ah, this is freaking me out, man. All this downloading terrain. Okay, so that worked. Okay, so that's all we're going to really need to do. All we're going to really need to do is just tear down the broken ones, tear down the new ones that are being created, and relight them, and that should be fine. So, all right, off to the next issue. Let's head back to the arena. The arena is something that we really haven't shown a whole lot on our videos. I think we did initially, but you know, it's been a while since we came back. But I kind of want to see two things, and I'm already liking what I'm seeing. One, we put these skulls here, or heads here, with I can't remember who this is. Is this Cat Lady 80 maybe? Maybe that's her new skin? I don't know. But we put these heads here with essentials, and I was fearful that they were going to be gone. So, but luckily it looks like they're still here. Really what I came to test out was to see if we still could use these fireworks. And that's looking good. So still got tons of fireworks. We're going to have to monitor this a bit because we no longer have use of the one plugin, which was Easy Fireworks, I think that's what it was called. I can't remember, but basically it made dispensers that always were full. So you just tell it what type of firework to put in, or just to have it random. I think ours was just random, and it would autofill that. All right, let's head back home. All right, so we're back here at the house, and some things that I've noticed. And I don't know if this is how it was before, and I just never noticed. But I'm actually not holding this bread, or this flint and steel, or this ender pearl. Actually, let's throw this ender pearl real quick because it does look really hilarious to me. I don't know, for some reason this looks different than what I remember. But you can see, like, I'm actually throwing the ender pearl vertically. It just looks off to me. I don't know. Maybe it's always been like that. I just never noticed, but I think that's pretty funny. It just looks weird. So, anyways, so we're here at the house. I want to take a look at the auto harvesting farm. This is a simple setup that most of us have. And it's basically you've got a water system set up high. Actually, that's weird. Let's go in here real quick. Huh. I wonder what I'm doing. I can't remember how I was having that set up. And I've got a little baby zombie somewhere. I'm not seeing it. So anyways, you've got a basic water system and attach the pistons and they drop and the water shoots out. So there's been two problems that we've noticed, and one is because of Essentials. Well, I'm sorry. One is because of MCMMO, and that is that. Well, two things. Let's do this real quick. This is my normal process. My normal process was flip it on, flip it off. Okay. So the problem is we've got some that are on top of blocks, which never really occurred before, and then we've got a bunch that just kind of stopped moving. Again, I think it's a combination of maybe a snapshot glitch, or maybe this was just the nicety of MCMMO. But with MCMMO, in your herbalism, or herbalism, whichever one you use, it auto combines items that are close together. So I could easily switch this on, and the items in the back row would connect to the items like two rows or 2 blocks away from that, and so on and so forth, so that everything would basically kind of merge. So I wouldn't have to have the water on for a long period of time. It would just automatically move forward, and we wouldn't have this stuff on top of the rails here. So I know Judas and Atomic Deke were also experiencing the same issue. But as far as the hopper system is still working as planned. I'm still collecting everything. One thing that I do have to get used to is that now if I jump onto a block, it's going to turn to dirt. Again, with grief prevention, that stopped happening. So that sucks. I don't want to have to carry a hoe or have a hoe close. So, but thankfully, I've still got these buckets back here, or these not buckets. What are these? Chests. Still got these chests back here. So, anyways, there's that, and let's head on over to the potion room, because with MCMO, we did have the ability to create some potions that weren't available to us before, such as haste. However, the haste potion is actually a thing in Minecraft. It's just that you can't craft it. But the effect is a potion effect. So the effect that you get on a beacon with haste or jump boost is actually a potion that you just can't craft. But with MCMMO, you could craft. So Blue Cactuar, I know, has a bunch of this stuff, and it's, just like Leaping as well, has a bunch of this stuff stockpiled up. I don't think I do. Oh, absorption. So absorption potions, we still will be able to use those, which is really cool because they are actual things in Minecraft. It's just that you can't craft them, so we don't look at them as such. But we've got haste 2. Leaping 2, absorption. I don't think there's anything in this chest. So yeah, so I think what we might do is we might stockpile on some of these potions that we got with MCMMO, and before we make the full switch. And yeah, that's kind of cheaty, but I think it'd be nice to have them, and we could still sell them in the shop. It'll be really cool. So. Anyways, yeah, that's it. Let's look at our list. We're gonna head back to. Actually, we're gonna go to the end. So we'll see you once we get close to the end. And actually, before we head out to the end, I do wanna kind of talk about the zombie spawner, because I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna stand here and wait to see if it spawns anything. But I'm pretty confident it is. I mean, it's active, right? Interesting. It looked like it just went off, but I'm not seeing anything that suggests that. But I am hearing a lot of zombie activity. I'm just not seeing any zombies. However, zombies are appearing up here, which makes me think we're gonna have to. Dang it! We're gonna have to redo. We're gonna have to redo this. So, you know, this little light switch, because I could turn this light switch off, and that turns all the lights off downstairs. But, yeah. So, anyways, there's a lot of zombies, and they're all dying. I wonder if it's the. I wonder if it's the actual. This guy, whatever, the water elevator. I wonder if it's the water elevator that is killing some of the zombies. So. Something that we're going to have to monitor as we move forward. Okay, so this is not good. We are at the end, and while this looks similar to our entrance, the Ender Dragon is still alive, and that's not a good sign. So, basically, I messed up somewhere, and I have to bring the end region files back over. So, let me do that real quick. All right. So we're back in the end, and everything worked out pretty well. There was a small visual glitch where the dragon bar was still active. But thankfully he did not exist. Okay, so we're at the Enderman farm, and this was a kind of like a hastily made version of it. It's like the Ender 1, so it looks like it's still sort of functioning, but I know we're gonna have some problems. These aren't supposed to be working as nicely as the new versions with the Endermites and everything. Oh, dang it! Oh, right. Sorry about that. I forgot. I forgot that we changed to creative mode so I could figure out how to get out of the end. Okay. Well, anyways, we don't have to fix it. I mean, this isn't the real version of the world, anyways. But we'll just do this. Oh, I'm hearing an Endermite. There it is. This is our first experience with an Endermite, and oh my god, where did he go? Oh, so it didn't really take much to kill. I mean, this is a looting 3, fire aspect 1, so but it's iron, so it shouldn't really have killed it right away, but it did, so that's pretty cool. So, but yeah, with the introduction to Endermites, you know, that should make an Enderman farm like this pretty useless. But for the most part, it seems like it's still working pretty well. And we're gonna head down here real quick just to verify that all of this looks pretty good. But I think for the most part, you know, the amount of changes we're gonna have to make on the server are minuscule in the grand scheme of things. You know, I think yeah, this all looks good. I think that, you know, it's going to be annoying for sure. Ooh. Dang it. Okay. So yeah, those Endermites are going to be easy to kill. But yeah, the shops, I think, are the major problem children that we're going to have to spend the most amount of our time on, just changing over to a chest-based shop if we're even going to, if we're even going to continue that. You know, there's no guarantee that everything we're doing right now is the way we're going to be doing that moving forward. But I think if we're going to, chest shop is gonna work the best. So yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna head back home. I think I'm pretty satisfied with everything we did here. And oh, man, you know what? I now regret going to the ranch because I set my bed spawn there, and that's where we're gonna end up being. I think. Before, again, with home and spawn, we could easily get from every location we were at, including the end, back to the main world, and that was awesome. And now to get back there, we're gonna have to use this guy. So that sucks. That. It does throw a bit of a wrench here. So, anyways, let me get back home, and yeah, we'll just wrap up our YouTube video for today. All right, we're at the pond. I just had a sneaky suspicion that maybe this spawner is still active, even though it's completely well lit. So we're gonna stand here for a second and kind of just make sure no zombies get spawned. I don't see why they would, but just in case. Hearing a skeleton, hearing zombies. So, anyways, oh, right there, dude. So zombies are getting spawned in here. I know that wasn't the case. That hasn't been the case since I set this up. So yeah, that's completely new, and that's something that makes me really nervous because, like, I'm hoping it's just active because I'm standing over here. But we've got like all of these zombies or all of these the villagers over here. I would. Oh God. Forgot I made the iron golem. He jumped at me out of nowhere. I didn't even notice him. So yeah, that makes me nervous if that's constantly active. So we're gonna have to resolve that as well. Maybe put. I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna fix that because it should be well lit. Yeah, it should be well lit. So that is making me nervous because that means we're probably going to have to remove that, or not make it as I don't know, not make it as a centerpiece, or somehow enclose this area. Maybe put glass over top of it. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to resolve that. But we could put. This is what 1, 2, 3. So we could put a glass box around it and a torch on top, but that's gonna look real junky. So okay, so we're gonna have to fix that. I'll make a note to fix that. So anyways, that's pretty much it, I think, as far as this video goes. To recap, we've got to do we've got to fix a few issues, and obviously we're gonna have to wait until after the snapshot to determine if some of these are bugs because of the snapshot, or if these bugs are because of whatever, the carryover between 1.6 X, whenever that was, 1.6.4 or 0.2 or whatever, and being upgraded to 1.8. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out. And once we figure that out, we can really move forward. And I think this is gonna be a lot of fun. Like I said, we're gonna have access to all of the new blocks. We didn't record any of this today, but I did a quick tour around Blue Cactuar's house. He's got rabbits already over there just spawning, so I think that's all good signs that we're gonna have access to a lot of the new stuff right away, which would be good. And then yeah, just so moving forward. Don't know the timeline. I don't know if we're going to wait to the official release or if we're going to jump on these snapshots, because they're not necessarily totally stable, but other people do it. So and we make constant backups, so it shouldn't really be an issue. If there is a problem, we can just reset and go back to the previous version. But yeah, overall, I'm excited. FGW Craft is dropping dropping all of our plugins, so it's no longer going to be modded. We're not going to be using Spigot or Bukkit, and we're going to be using vanilla. It's exciting. So we'll see what happens, and I don't know. That's it for this video. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.